is your host, Angie, for From Religion to Woohoo. Happy Thursday. That's what time it is, or it's Thursday now where I am. And it's about 7:30 in the morning. I just finished meditating. The last few days, probably last week, I've really been trying to work on my mindset and what I put out into the world, and then knowing fully that when you think upon something, that is usually what you attract. And so I have been trying to have a mindset of just releasing any control that I try to have on things, or lack mindset, things that really hold you back. And anyone that comes from like a significant trauma background will understand the battles with your mind and how they, what pops up, like your ego automatically wants to protect you. And so it's going to constantly try to fight against the spirit where you're, sometimes you don't even know you're ruminating on negative things until later you start to feel bad, or you're anxious, or you can't sleep. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent the entire day thinking about this event or this negative situation, or how, I wish it was different. And this can be anything from past to current or even future. And so what I really have to always come back to during my meditations is the here and now. Because the reality of it is the past is the past. There is no way to fix anything in the past. And the future is the future. And there's no way I can predict or control it. The only thing I can control is the moment right now. And I can't even control that. It's the releasing and allowing and the flowing with the universal love and energy. And if you read my book, Leaf Lessons, you will read about my vision of the leaf, and how I myself was in this vision watching this leaf struggle. And when it finally learned to release and relax is when it became abundant and grew and kind of moved into the next phase of life. And as it kept moving forward, it got easier and easier. And so if you haven't got my book yet, I highly encourage it. This is another thing I'm trying to work through, is I'm noticing my old mindset is wanting to fight against even thinking positive about my message of the book. And what's really, really awesome is probably yesterday I was doing pretty good with my mindset about my book, but the prior days I was really thinking, gosh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I wrote that. Is it, I was questioning myself on a lot of things. And I mean, I've read my own book. I've read my own book twice already, because a lot of the things that came out of me that went into that book were very intuitive and directly from my spirit guides. So it wasn't something that I always in my subconscious was writing. And I said in my last podcast, my second book, I'm going to do the same. I am not going to write a book unless it is aligned with the spirit and aligned with love, because I don't want to put anything out in the world that is egotistic or self, I'm not trying to create this large following, and I'm not trying to create this you believe you have to believe what I believe kind of a thing, because we're all different. We're all going to have different experiences. We're all going to learn differently. But however, I do think that the messages of the spirit can be helpful in helping guide people. And so those who have moved further along in their journey, and you'll read this in my book too, can be guides for those that are moving. And at some point, those people might move ahead of them. And so it's this flow of energy of back and forth. And you are leading, I am leading. You are leading, I am leading. And so And then some you were always leading, like, or some you were always following. And there's no judgment in that, though, because we're all on our own journey. We're all in our like own learning, trying to come back into our spirit. And so as I was meditating this morning, I started to think about manifestation and law of attraction, which is what I have been trying to do with my mindset and allowing myself to sit back and relax and to think of abundant things, think of positive things, allow my spirit to guide and lead me in the flow of the universal love and attracting positive. Instead of chasing things, attracting things. And so releasing and letting flow. And this is a message I've been hearing for at least 4 or 5 months. Like during a meditation a while back, I actually heard the words release, let go, release, let go. And then I heard release and let flow, release and let flow. And what's really interesting is I have a women's circle that I have on Facebook, and it's like a little private group of women that I'm building just to support one another. And if you would like to be a part of it, just reach out or look for it's WAC, so Women Awakened Circle, and it's the Women Awakened Healing Circle. So if you see WAC Healing Circle or Women's Circle or whatever, I don't remember what I called it, on Facebook, you can probably look it up, like search for it. Feel free to like add yourself. There are some questions that I do ask that you answer before you are allowed in the group, just because I want to protect the group and make sure that everybody's aligned with supporting and loving each other. I don't want to I don't want to bring toxic energy in it. Not saying that you would do that, but like I've had some spam, some teenage boy from some other country, like he's trying to get in. I'm like, dude, don't even try. Like I can see him my way. Like you don't know how intuitive I am that I can pick up on this. So, anyway, so that's just a side note there for you. So one of the women in this group I had been in contact with, because I met her in another group. Like a lot of these women I don't even know in person, and which I really love, that you can connect and support other people around the world without actually ever knowing them in person. And some of them I've been able to work with like over Zoom, like doing coaching with, which has been really wonderful. I really love supporting and coaching these women. And but anyway, so this one woman had reached out like months and months ago about wanting some guidance, like some intuitive guidance going on in her life. And I just felt drawn to her. And so I reached out and I let her know that I would, try to help. And so in exchange, she was going to do an oracle reading for me. And she had originally done one. And when she did it, I didn't feel it aligned with me. And so I felt like it was a message for herself, and she agreed. And so she kind of received that message. And then she hadn't got back to doing another reading for me until this last week. And when she did it, it was like spot on, y'all. Like it was exactly what I had heard in my message like months ago. I was release and let flow, release and let go. And so it was just a reminder for me that in my spirit, things flow easily, and in my ego, they are like kind of harder, and I have to work for these things. And so as I was meditating this morning on abundance, on manifestation, on law of attraction, I actually was thinking about my religious mindset and how the striving came with that, and wanting to like control how I am seen, control how good I am to be accepted by God, and just like all the like human ego obstacles you have to overcome to receive love, to receive the love of God. So there is arguments. I mean, knowing this, because I was a Christian for a very long time, there is an argument that God will love you no matter what, and that you don't have to earn the love. However, you do, because you have to accept Jesus, you have to plead the blood, like all that stuff. And then you have to live up to these expectations of no sex before marriage, you can't be homosexual, you can't, you have to watch, like you can't I mean, it's all the way down to like the kind of music you listen to, what you wear, things that you have in your house, the TV shows you watch. Like, it's very, very restricting and controlling. And it's like always trying to watch your back, like always trying to strive to be better instead of just allowing your spirit to lead, which is exactly what Jesus told us to do, y'all. He said, be still and know. And he went up in the mountains and he meditated. And I'm pretty sure those little visions he had were probably his ego saying, hey, if you do this, you know, you can have this. But he was able to be like, nope, I'm staying in my spirit. I'm not allowing myself to go into my ego self. And so, like, we see this devil as this, like, obstacle to overcome, or this being to overcome. However, the devil, the ego, is almost like the snake symbol is almost what our ego is. Like, that is our shedding of the skin. Like a snake can't grow unless it sheds skin. And so we're constantly shedding off new things out of our ego so that we can manifest into the new. And so if we really look at, like, if we want to take some of this religious understanding into it, like, the Bible talks, I'm going to have to make another episode about this because I have way too much to say about this, but the Bible actually talks about manifestation and meditation and law of attraction. And you will not see it that way if you are in your religious mindset and an ego mindset. You will not read it that way. However, when you're working with your spirit, when you're walking in your highest self, when you're talking with your guides, when you're allowing this energy and love to flow through you, you will receive these messages in a new way. And they will come into you and almost fill you up. Like, you will expand in your understanding. And so, like, when So I don't know if, you know, the red letters of the Bible are actually spoken by Jesus. Obviously, they have been translated billions of times, and we don't know exactly what he said. However, some of it does align, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And, you know, nowadays, the way that he would talk to us would be different than when he talked to those way back when he walked the earth. And so, but the spirit lives on, and, you know, just like I'm coming into the understanding of reincarnation. Not that I say like Jesus is reincarnated or whatever, but like, I understand that I have had lessons in other lives that I've lived that I am now living out in this life, and then therefore I'm hoping this is my last one, but who knows? It, like, you move with the flow of growing and learning. And so if you look in the Bible, there's things like in Philippians, there's like verses in Philippians 4 that talk about like all the things that are positive, like think about these, meditate on these, and whatever's true, whatever's noble, whatever's pure, whatever's lovely, whatever's admirable, whatever's praiseworthy, like, think upon these things, meditate on these things. And then I know I believe it's like 1st or 2nd Corinthians, it talks about the manifestation of the giftings in your spirit. And so, like, the gifting of healing, the gifting of intuitive gifts, like understanding, knowing, laying on hands, like, my mind is blanking right now, but like all these things that is saying meditate and manifest, law of attraction, release and let go, release and let flow. And so there's constant allowing in the spirit, and the ego is going to fight against that. So when you quiet your mind and meditate, sometimes it is best to just empty your mind and just sit in silence and just allow your spirit to just be. Like, don't even think about anything. Just don't even try to strive. But if you're having a hard time being still and not allowing your spirit to lead, think upon these things instead of reminiscing about all the negative things that might be happening, or this bill that you can't pay, or this fight you got in, or that thing that happened 2 years ago, you know, or how you're going to control what happens tomorrow. Release those things and let your energy and flow in love, and start to meditate on good. meditate on love, meditate on positive, meditate on abundance, and fill your spirit, fill your mind, your body, your ego with the positive. Allow yourself to see the good. Like, it is okay to be thankful and to love the things that you have. We are taught in religion to not. Now, there's a negative attachment. Yes, do not attach yourself negatively to anything, any person or anything. However, it is okay to love, because love is everything. Love is everything. I love my house. I love my Jeep. I love my money. I love my job. I love my business. I love my book. I love these things. I love, and send love into them. And the more you, send out these energies of abundance and love and flowing energy, the more you attract good. And so allowing your ego to step back and stop trying to control things so that they appear, or in your mind's eye, you think you can have control, but really it's just allowing and is flowing with the energy of love. So I have so much more to say about this, but like I said, I started this at 7:30 in the morning, and I actually have to go to work. One of these days I will be able to do this full time, and I cannot wait, because I feel so passionate about this. I feel so passionate about supporting people, and and I need to tell you about this really cool speaking engagement I got invited to. So I will share that maybe in my next podcast. But again, law of attraction, abundance. So I will leave that there for you to chew on and ponder on. When you go meditate today, if you haven't done it, think upon these good things, okay? Sending you all the love in the universe. I hope you have the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. Namaste.